Good morning. Day 83. Just left Cove Mountain Shelter. And I'm not sure what today will bring in terms of destination. There's a 12-mile option and like a 17-point change option. And we'll have to see. I feel like I'm up for a 17-mile day, but just 12 just seems too short right now. And I'm not sure if there's an in-between. I can check that later, but those were the two, I believe, the two shelters that came up. And all it will do is shorten or lengthen my day, my distance into Glasgow the next day. But I think it would make more sense to do the long day today and the short day tomorrow to then have the hitch into Glasgow. Is that a blaze? I guess it is a blaze. And a bunch of hikers. Just completed a rather intense 1,000 feet, 1,000-foot climb in 1.5 miles. It was pretty intense. It was kind of hot. I mean, it felt hot. It just felt like, no, my sweat was not evaporating. It was dripping off the end of my nose when I switched to the headband. Helped a little bit, but not much. Anyway, we have a little bit of a flat ridge walk and then a similar descent before the big climb of the day. I'm gonna stop at the next shelter for a break, but that's like an hour from now. I'm making good time though. Not that it's a race, but I like where I'm at for how much time I spent walking. Is that a function of there being people around? Like, I know who's ahead of me, I know who's behind me. And they're not in sight. Make sure that's a true statement. But I know they're there. And somehow that, mentally, that keeps me on a steady pace with fewer distractions. And it's not like I feel like I'm proving something to anybody or them, other than maybe subconsciously that's how it works. I don't know. But this couldn't be any more right on trail. A little bit of architectural complexity to this one. All right, so architecturally, this is by far the probably one of the best shelters with the mortise and tenon timber work and the complexity, but so I had to come check the privy, and well, it's pretty cool. It doesn't hold a candle to Trimpe shelter privy, and it's pretty nice, pretty nicely done. All the what could have been 4x4s are all double stacked 2x4s, and what could have been mortise and tenon are just toe-nailed with deck screws. But you know, you gotta respect this this triangulation. I mean, it's pretty good. Just not quite as exquisite as Trimpe. A little over a mile in on a 4 mile, 2,300 foot climb. So 3 miles to go. It's pretty, but don't get much chance of looking around. It's 15% grade, so it's not like a cruise climb. It's more like a effort climb with occasional breath breaks. Right this moment, I'm catching a floral aroma that is so floral it almost smells fake. Like it smells like laundry detergent or dryer sheets or something like that. So this is just if some fresh day hikers come around the corner, I'm going to be blown away at my senses. Otherwise, it's just some flowers around here is the thing. So otherwise, it's just some kind of scent of the wilderness that I haven't smelled before. And I have no idea where it's coming from. So yeah, just under 2 miles to the shelter. So another hour. It'll be like 4:15, 4:20 when I get there. Stopped in at Cornelius Creek Shelter to get water and to have my lunch. It's 5 p.m. Or the largest of my snacks between breakfast and dinner. Or the largest of my snacks between last night's dinner and tonight's dinner. And it was already starting to fill up with people for, that were staying there for the night. But I decided to move on to the next one. We are about 1 hour away from like an epic sunset right there. This would be a good place to see it. We're at 4225 Apple Orchard. And for all I know, these scraggy old things are the apple trees. It's a nice little bald right here. So I don't know if it wasn't always a bald or if the FAA cleared off all the apple trees to build this thing. It's funny how they left one little scraggly tree inside the fenced area. A little bit of a hum coming from that. apparently I'm about to go through the Guillotine, or I'm in the middle of going through the Guillotine and coming down these very vertical rock stairs between these huge boulders. Oh, here it is. I spoke too soon. That was just some regular old boulders, but I have to go under that. Forgot to hit the play button on my way down the stairs. Well, I made it to the shelter. They do have a bear locker, but it's way up by the entrance, and I'm way at the opposite end of the... So I went ahead and did a bear hang. I don't know if you can see it. It's on that branch somewhere. And so it's already up there, so I can find it in the dark. And then I'm about to get water. But yeah, there's not a lot of like actual tent site areas. It's just these tiny little patches of flat spot sprinkled out in the woods around, like along the path leading to the shelter, and then these little paths out from the shelter to these little clearings in the woods. And I've got one of them right here, and that's it. It's big enough for one tent or one hammock. And there's a lot of hammocks here tonight. I saw 1, 2, 3, 4 at least, 4 or 5 hammocks, and then me, and maybe 3 or 4 tents.